Before you were born, before your lungs learned the rhythm of air, before your eyes opened to the geometry of light, you stood in a realm outside of time. In that still and lucid expanse, you were whole, luminous, unafraid. You were not lost in questions, you were the answer. And from that ancient clarity you chose. You did not fall into this life by accident. You stepped toward it with intention, selecting themes and thresholds, companions and teachers, initiations and blessings. Those selections became your soul contracts, vows you wrote in fire and memory, agreements your body now remembers even when your mind forgets. Your contracts are not punishments. They are not cages. They are architecture, arches and corridors through which your courage learns to walk. They are the hidden constellations behind ordinary days, the reason certain doors open at impossible moments, the reason a lesson returns until you face it, the reason a gift erupts from silence as if a seed remembered the season. The mind calls it coincidence. The soul recognizes choreography. The ancients remembered. In Egypt, elders told that each soul appeared before Thoth, the divine scribe, who inscribed chosen lessons into the book of life. In India's Vedas, karma was curriculum, a course the soul selected to refine its radiance. Gnostic mystics spoke of the pleroma, the fullness of light, where we pledge to Sophia to enter matter and recover the hidden spark. In Kabbalah, Gilgul, the rolling of the soul, described lifetimes completing unfinished promises. Indigenous dreaming says the ancestors sang your path into being, placing medicine in your bones and memory in your blood. Across oceans, the story continues. The Celts imagined the Morrigan weaving bright and shadowed threads on a loom of fate. Mayan teachers spoke of souls kneeling before Hunab-Ku, choosing burdens and blessings in equal measure. Norse seers envisioned the Norns at the roots of Yggdrasil, carving runes of destiny into wood and water. Chinese sages told of the river of forgetfulness each soul must drink so that remembrance would be earned. Sufi poets sang that every heart signed a covenant with the beloved before taking on flesh. The refrain was the same. Before birth, you chose. But why would you choose difficulty? Why invite heartbreak, betrayal, illness, or loss? Because the soul sees differently. To the mind, suffering is cruelty. To the ego, loss is unjust. To the soul, every experience is initiation. Compassion carved by grief is deeper than compassion learned in comfort. Strength tempered by fire is more faithful than strength untested. Love rediscovered after forgetting burns brighter than love never lost. The soul chooses the narrow door not to harm you, but to reveal you. So you chose. You chose parents gentle or harsh because they held the first mirrors. You chose siblings to spark rivalry or refuge so resilience and tenderness could grow. You chose teachers who would cradle and teachers who would challenge because both are sacred. You chose lovers who would open your heart and lovers who would crack it so that its chambers could widen. And yes, you chose adversaries, the precise friction by which your discernment would sharpen, your boundaries harden, your courage stand up and speak your true name. Contracts are not only with people, some are with experiences. Perhaps you chose illness, not as a sentence, but as a slowing, so you would meet your body as a temple and not a tool. Perhaps you chose poverty, not as shame, but as instruction, so you would learn the wealth that cannot be taken. Perhaps you chose loss, not as annihilation, but as initiation, so your heart could become a vessel capacious enough for the world. Experience itself becomes a teacher, when your soul signs its name beneath it. Other contracts are with your gifts. You agreed to carry medicines, art, healing, counsel, vision, voice. You hid them in yourself like seeds. At the appointed hour they quicken. A hand warms and knows how to mend. A tongue opens and knows what to say. A dream arrives with symbols that rearrange a life. You say, "Where did this come from?" The contract answers, "From before." Here is the paradox. Soul contracts are real, yet not rigid. They set themes but leave the lines open. They draw a map, but do not walk your feet. Free will and destiny are lovers dancing on the same floor. You cannot skip the lesson you came to embody, but you can choose to resist it for years, or to turn toward it and be changed. When you resist, patterns repeat, sometimes wearing new masks. When you consent to learn, the chapter turns and the air in the room changes. How do you recognize your contracts now? Begin by listening beneath the noise. Your dreams are a doorway. The mother speaks in images older than language. Keep a journal at your bedside. Welcome fragments. The river, the tower, the wing, the key. Over weeks, a pattern stitches itself across pages, and you realize the night has been tutoring you. Notice synchronicity, the number that repeats, the symbol that follows you, the message that arrives from 3 directions in one day. Treat them as marginalia in the manuscript of your life. Study your astrology not as a verdict, but as a map. The chart does not chain you. It names the weather. Your sun is a lamp you agreed to carry. Your moon, the tides you vowed to master. Your ascendant, the doorway you promised to walk through visibly. Aspects are conversations, some sweet, some stern, between powers already living in you. Reading them with reverence returns courage to your choices. Listen also to your body. Every scar is a sentence. Every flinch is a footnote. Every surge of intuition is a line of living text. The body keeps an untorn copy of the contract and will show it to you when you grow quiet enough to read. To live awake is not to obey a list. It is to honor a vow. When heartbreak comes, ask, what strength is being born in me now? When betrayal sears, ask, what clarity is entering? When grief saturates your days, ask, what compassion is being carved? When a gift stirs that scares you, ask, am I ready to keep the promise and share it? Build small rituals around these questions. Light a candle, breathe a prayer, place your hand on your heart, and speak your name back to yourself. Reverence is not a performance. It is a posture of listening in which the next right line becomes audible. You can also practice forgiveness as fulfillment, not capitulation. Forgiveness does not excuse harm. It ends your consent to carry it. It says, the role you played in my awakening is complete. I will not rehearse this wound as identity. Release does not erase a boundary. It restores it. In doing so, you close one contract and free your energy to honor another. Remember too that not all contracts are solitary. Many are braided. We came in cohorts, waves, constellations. We agreed to meet at thresholds in history and hold a note together, a note of remembrance, so that the air would change for those who would come after us. This is why so many awaken at once. This is why strangers feel like kin. This very moment, your pulse quickening as you hear these words, is part of a shared vow ripening on time. If you wonder, what if I dislike what I chose? What if the weight is too much? Know this. The book of your soul is alive. The ink is still wet. Contracts outline themes. Choices compose pages. You can renegotiate how you walk, with whom you walk, how gently or fiercely you speak to yourself as you walk. You cannot erase the lesson without losing the gift it carries, but you can seek kinder teachers, clearer mirrors, truer companions. Ask for them, pray aloud for them. Practice 3 simple arts, and your contracts will reveal themselves with mercy. First, the art of noticing. Write 3 lines each night about what felt numinous symbols, timings, sentences that glowed. Second, the art of naming. Name the chapter you are in without dramatizing it. Grief, boundary, becoming visible, learning to receive. Third, the art of choosing. Ask each morning, what is one small, brave action that keeps my vow today? Then take it. You have felt all of this before. You felt it the day a stranger's eyes made you remember home. You felt it when a long pattern finally broke and the room of your life grew larger. You felt it when a talent returned like a bird that never truly left your shoulder. You felt it the first time you forgave yourself, not as escape, but as an agreement to live whole. These are signatures of contract, ink warming under the skin. And still the paradox remains. You are both reader and author. The text is ancient, the pen is new. With every act of courage, you revise a paragraph. With every act of love, you add a page. With every act of truth, you illuminate a margin and discover a note you wrote there long ago. Destiny is not a script squeezing you. It is a score inviting you to play this pitch, this tempo, this silence between notes in which your soul can be heard again. If you need a final way to listen, enter the quiet like a temple. Sit. Breathe a little slower than you want to. Place a hand over your heart and another over your belly. Ask softly, which contract is calling for honor now? Then do not rush. Let an image come, a face, a word, a place. Let the first simple action arise and write it down. Keep that promise today. Keep one promise tomorrow. Threads gather, pages turn, the book brightens. Do not fear your story. Do not curse your lessons. Your contracts are not cages. They are invitations. They are doorways made of light, wearing the disguises of ordinary days. When you lean in, they open. When you honor them, they transform you. When you keep them, you do not become someone new. You become who you have been all along. And remember, you did not come here alone. We agreed to meet, to mirror each other's radiance, to hold one another when the hallway narrowed, to laugh when it widened, to say, I know that page, I walked it too. Even this listening is part of it, even this remembering is fulfillment. The vow your soul made was never to remain asleep. It was to awaken, to rise, to shine. The book is open, the ink is moving, the pen is warm in your hand. Step forward, keep the promise. Write today's line with tenderness and truth. And when night comes, let the mother speak you back into courage. For you are not merely living a life, you are keeping the ancient promise your soul made before time began, and in that keeping you are already home.